Okay, so it's already recording. Hi, Johanna, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. And yourself?
I'm fine. It's just really early in the morning now. It's, well, early. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, but it's just ready to start the day. What time is there in South Africa now?
No, we actually have the same time zone, so it's
Right.
also 9 o'clock. It's 6 minutes past 9 now. Yeah.
Yeah, I was not sure if it was like, I thought it was like the same timeline, and the same time hour, but I was not sure if it was exactly like that or just
Yeah.
more or just 1 hour less, but I knew it was like more or less the same time.
Yeah, it was. It's actually the same actually. So I also thought maybe you're an hour ahead or we an hour ahead. But
Yeah.
when I checked, it's the same. I was like, okay, no worries, because I'm usually up by 5 o'clock. So
Really? What do you do so early?
So I have a routine. I wake up at 5 o'clock. I catch up on any other emails that I need to catch up on and do a bit of reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I start my day. My day starts at 8:30. So before that, it just gives me enough time to just get in the zone. Yeah.
So you start a class. So you are already having classes. So you're already going to university right now.
So yes, I started my MBA last year. So the
Okay. Yeah, I
MBA
just
is
got. I received. Monse sent me the documents, and I have all the documents here. Just
yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I started it last year. It's a 2 years course degree. So I started last year in October. I'm finishing next year in March. Yeah. So
March.
in March next year, that's when I'm submitting my thesis. And yeah, I'll be done with it.
So, and what's the MBA about? It's business MBA, right?
Yeah, so the Masters of Business Administration, it teaches you all around business, the ins and outs about it. But more than business, it also teaches you about yourself, like your leadership, your ethics, and human behavior. So it also teaches you about human behavior, all those things that interact that makes you a good business person, a person that can. So you also learn about your finances. You learn about marketing. So you learn about different departments within a business, and you also learn about the people in the business. So it's an all-rounder.
Okay, that's so nice. So, what do you want to do?
After my MBA.
Yes. What do you want to become?
So I've always loved business. So business has always been part of who I wanted to become. Although I never had a clear view in terms of which business do I want to land up in, but I knew that, you know what, my calling is in business. There's the other thing. So 2 years ago, I think that's when I met Monty. I bought some property that I wanted to develop, and I knew that part of my business I wanted to go into property development, into rooms rental. So there's a huge market in SA for student accommodations. So I was trying to raise some funds to actually get that room up and running. But more than business, I think what I actually want to achieve overall with the business is to really give back to my community and also just help the people, that as much people as I can. So 2 years ago, I also joined this organization as a non-executive board member, which is an NPO, Women in Big Data. So what the NPO is all about, what we are trying to do with that NPO nonprofit organization, is to get as much women as possible into the tech space. So what we do, we run seminars, free seminars, and offer a bit of training just to give back to as much women as we can, just to get them into the space that, hey, it is possible. We also just try to encourage as much women as possible to become independent. So that's what the organization is all about. And on top of that, my other biggest thing that I think I did communicate this with Monzi, and she was trying to help me with. I wanted to start an art center in my community. So what that is about is in SA currently, we have a lot of kids who go to the streets to actually perform art, dance, in all forms of art. We have people who are selling, and we have kids who are skipping out of school just to go in the trains to dance just for some money because of their family backgrounds and stuff. So I wanted to open an art center where we bring these kids in and we actually teach them and equip their skill in art and get people, investors, work in partnership with Monsi and them, the Coaching Foundation, to actually help me get sponsors for these kids, because art is a big market in Spain, in the US, and in other different countries. So there's a big market for that. So by so doing, we can get these kids out of the streets and actually get them employment that can actually provide for their families. So that one is still something that I want to do, but unfortunately I couldn't get it up and running because of the financial burden that my MBA has. It's fairly expensive, but I actually needed that MBA to be able to understand the dynamics of business and also understand how to work with people. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, you have a lot on your plate. It's extraordinary.
I have a lot on my plate, but all those things, it's not like someone who has a lot of dreams that are not sustainable or are not doable. All those things are possible. I think with the right support, in partnership with the right people, and they all, if you look at them from a high overview, they all connect in some sort, in some form. So this will just need me to have be in partnership with the right people. Like I know with the Coaching Foundation,
Coachability. Just let me
Coachability.
just a little correction. It's Coachability Foundation.
Sorry, Coachability Foundation.
No worries. It's okay.
It's more about helping people. And I raised this thing of the art center with Monte, and she was so excited about it. She told me about something that they're also doing. So with the right partnership and the right people, all those things are possible, and they're actually giving back to the community. So my thing is, in SA, we have a lot of problems with unemployment. So all those things, it's all part of creating sustainable employment, not just employment that's going to last 3 months and then after you need to go back and figure out what you're doing. But it's all about creating employment for the youth and for the people in our community. Yeah.
No, it's super interesting. Actually, Johanna, we have just you're talking and I just feel that we have the same problems. It's like youth unemployment. There's a really high rate of unemployment right now. Yeah. Especially because of COVID. And not only because of COVID, there was a huge crisis in 2008. Okay, and we're still just dragging those really high unemployment rates. It's like crazy, and it's difficult, I guess, for women like you. How old are you, by the way, Johanna?
26.
26. Okay. Yeah. No, it's just like you are an adult, so you're a young adult, but you're an adult, and it's like difficult to find and to, as you say, the right support, and also sometimes not only support from the governments, which is most of the times we don't really have that support. Yeah. It's difficult to fight for this support. Yeah. But also, as you say, I view the future as a collaboration, cooperation, and creating communities that helps, one another. Yeah. And this is super important, I think. It's just like just not only receiving, just also giving, you know. And
yeah, also
from
giving.
your perspective, from what you're saying, it's like you seem like a really young woman who just wants to become a successful businesswoman, but not only just to get some money profits, but also to just give back to the community, just support the community. And this is really important, I think.
I think for me, it's not just my success is, it's another person's dream, I think. I don't want my success to be just me, I'm up and running and hey, I have all the money, but I want my success to serve a purpose. So I do have a few people that I'm mentoring, and I want them to see me not just as, oh, we want to be this woman, but also to grow in them this thing of helping the community in them as well. That, okay, you know what, when you grow, when you rise up, also give, lift other people up as you rise. So that's the mentality I want to install in the people that I'm mentoring. And yeah, I think if we can have a community that's also fixed it and at giving back, it will solve a lot of crime problems that we're having. It will solve a lot of drug problems that we're solving. Because if you talk to those people that are into drugs, the youth that is into drugs, they into crime, most of their problems start at home. Most of their problems is we don't have money. Most of the problem is, you know, I'm coming up from an abusive home, and what is this up? And all those things, if we have the right centers in place, we can offer support and possibly help reduce the crime, help reduce, you know, the unemployment rate, help reduce the number of people that are dropping out of school. Yeah.
And you mentioned that you're mentoring some kids. Are you doing it on your own, or do you have any kind of support doing that?
So that I'm doing at my personal capacity. So those approached me and they like, hey, we see that you're in IT, you're in business, you're trying to do this and this. We would like to learn from you. And I was happy to take them under my wing. So how I do that at my personal capacity, I'm not doing it with anyone. So how I do it is just to have weekly catch-ups with them, or when we are available to just find out how are they doing, and also just give guidance where I can and advise where I can. And whenever they have a question that they want to ask, we mostly just chat on WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
That's nice. All right. And then you also mentioned that you just bought a property. Did I hear well?
So this was 2 years ago.
Okay.
So the property is in Limpopo.
Okay.
Right opposite to the University of Limpopo, one of the universities that we have, one of the biggest universities that we have in SA. So the property that I bought, it was quite affordable. So nice. It's not a big property, because Limpopo, it's kind of a township, so it's not a high up class area, so it's still like a township rural area. So the properties, they are fairly available, but developing the property is expensive. So I needed to get funding to do rezoning, to actually build. Not most of the student accommodations in Limpopo is just one room with a bed and with a table to study, and that's it. So it's not a student-friendly environment. It's like you're staying in a back room. So those are the kind of student accommodations that are there. So what I wanted to do, I actually wanted to, within that property, I wanted to develop a student accommodation that is fit for students, that will actually encourage them to study. So have a student accommodation that has shops also in the base for people to come, for students to make it easy for students to buy their groceries and to do stuff. But it needed a lot of funding. So I decided to stop and do my MBA first, get the knowledge that I need to get in order to do that successfully. So I'm in the process of completing my MBA, which has been so valuable, because it's teaching me about business, and not just about business, but it's teaching me about leadership, and it's teaching me about people, which is very important. Yeah.
And I also, now that you mentioned the MBA, I also just reading these documents, you also did a PGDip intensive course, right?
Yes.
Which, aside from the MBA, because I would just, browsing and just checking up these documents, and then I thought, wow, but it's not only an MBA. So you already did a postgraduate course, right?
Yes, yes. So
that's over. That's you already
yes,
graduated.
I'm done.
All
Yeah.
right.
Done. So how the MBA is structured, depending on the level of qualification that you have, you need to start by doing a general diploma in business. So that's the PGDip that I did. So I did that and I actually completed that last year and started off with my MBA. So that hence my MBA is ending next year. And that was very intense.
I can tell. Yeah, I can tell. And do you work, or now currently you're only studying?
No, so I can't afford not to work because there's people that's actually depending on me to support. So I'm actually the last one in my family, and my siblings haven't been as fortunate in getting good employment and stuff. And my mom is currently not working. So I can't afford to focus solemnly on my studies. I need to work in order to also help my family. With the salary that I'm making. So it was quite difficult. Well, it still is quite difficult because it doesn't allow me to fully focus on my studies. So I need to work and I need to study at the same time in order to provide to help with my family as well, and also to help, because if you notice on the documents, I managed to pay a few invoices. So yeah, I needed to work in order to do that. So yeah.
And what do you do?
So I'm a data analyst.
Oh, nice.
I'm in IT. So I'm a consultant. So we consult for different firms and we help them with their data, just interpreting, understanding their data, and also displaying them in business dashboard that they use for decision making.
That's interesting. That's so nice. How many siblings do you have? You mentioned your siblings. How many siblings do you have?
So I have a big sister and a brother, and then there's me.
So it's 3 of you. That's nice. That's
three of us. It's 3 of us, and we were raised solemnly by my mom, who's a single parent, and yeah.
That's so nice. And apart from working and studying, do you have hobbies? I suppose you still have time for some fun, right?
Not with my MBA. So when I started with my MBA, I had to put a lot of things on hold, like going out, doing the things that I love. I love hiking, and I love hiking. I just enjoy hiking. I love going to the gym as well. So I had to sacrifice some things because work is demanding, school is demanding. If I'm not working, I'm doing schoolwork. If I have a gap, I need to figure out how to finish my assignments. So I had to put a lot of hobbies that I love doing and exciting things. I also had to cut out on some of the time that I spend with my family because I needed to focus on this and also focus on work as well.
Yeah, but I mean, it will pay out like really well in the end. So I believe that if someone is really hardworking, if someone just puts all their energy in just trying to achieve something, if you do it with your heart, and sacrifices in the end just offer you results, and that's important. I mean, this spirit of things aren't usually easy, and we just for some people probably they are, but from the majority of us, things are not easy in a sense, in different aspects, in different ways and whatever, but just most people in the world need to work. They just need to sacrifice things in order to achieve what they want to get.
No, that's very true. And I mean, if I had the opportunity to fully focus on my studies and still have my family taken care of, I would have done that because there is also value in what I'm doing. But like you're saying, there's no success without sacrifice. At some point, you need to sacrifice some stuff in order to sustain the future that you are building and where you are going. So yeah, it's pretty important.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. So let's be clear, what do you need? Because this
So,
is like a platform for you to just, make yourself
yeah,
out in the world. So what do you really need? Coachability Foundation, it's a small foundation with really small, and I not small, with really, so it's a small foundation with really strong values. So Monse and Coachability, everyone is doing a great job trying to finance some projects, but not just, so it's just like this meet way between the people who need help and trying to connect these people with the right people also,
yeah,
the real ones that can finance and the
yeah.
people in need. So what do you need?
I need assistance in paying off my MBA. So my MBA costs it cost me 317,000 rand in rands. So when I started off with the MBA, I had the hope of getting a bursary to actually sponsor me. But because of this whole pandemic and all the stuff, I was unfortunate enough that I couldn't get the bursary. And so I decided to say, you know what, this is an opportunity that I got. I've been accepted to study this course, and I'm gonna study it, and I'll hope for the best that I'll try to manage paying it off, and also while managing to pay it off, I'll try to reach out to some people who can also assist me, because I'm not just paying off for the MBA, but I also have like a bit of family responsibilities that makes it so hard for me to pay that amount.
Mm-hmm.
So with how my MBA is structured, I'm not able to continue with other courses if I still have a financial block. So
Yeah.
if I haven't paid up my studies, and that will actually stop me from graduating.
Yeah.
So I need help in actually raising funds to pay off my studies, and getting those funds to pay off my studies with my qualification that I hope that by the end of by next year I would have attained it. I want to use that business qualification to actually start some of the initiatives that I've been speaking about. So yeah, it's gonna help me a lot, and it's gonna help me a lot in terms of getting investors, because a lot of investors are willing to invest when they can see that, hey, you actually have the skill to do what you say you can do. So that MBA for me, it's gonna open a lot of opportunities. So I just need help in raising the funds to actually graduate. So I've managed to raise almost half of the amount that I needed to raise, and I'm currently just left with 20,000 to actually graduate, to actually pay off so that I can graduate. So I'm hoping that if I can get some financial assistance, I'll be able to pay off my studies, continue with them, and graduate.
Mm-hmm. That's so nice. So, as Coachability Foundation, I mean, I think that you also spoke with Monse, but what we can do, it's just like, we will, with your project, with your bills and everything, we will just present your project, present your demands and your just needs to the municipality of, well, in Holland, okay?
Yeah.
And so we can just make this connection between yourself and the government and the right administration, so that they can just analyze, they can just see if your project is good enough or it's valuable enough for them to just finance you somehow. So
Yeah.
this is what as Coachability Foundation will do. So just
Yeah.
help you with this process of connection between yourself and the administration, the municipality, and then it will be on their hands. But I think that, as I told you before, we can help you as a platform to just put you in touch with this administration and just help you with that, and see if, crossing fingers, they can help you somehow.
Yeah,
so
I really
that's
appreciate
what we as Coachability Foundation can offer you, and we are just so delighted to help you.
Yeah, I'm thrilled for the platform. I'm excited about it, and I do appreciate what you guys are doing. I was telling Monty that, you know what, I wish one day, once I've attained what I want to attain, I can be able to do the same things that you guys are doing, because if most people are not telling you, but you are changing lives, you are impacting and making a difference, which is something that I value a lot. So I appreciate you guys just giving me the platform and the connection. So I'm happy, and whatever outcome comes out, I do appreciate. Yeah.
And it's so, let me tell you, it's so valuable, your words, how are you expressing yourself, how enthusiastic, how encouraging your words are for just not people in SA, but also from people from all over the world, women all over the world, who just can see and have you as an example of, you can do it with the right effort, with the right intensity, with a lot of love and energy and hope and sacrifice, but you can do it.
You can do it, exactly. Yeah, it is possible. I think it just takes a spirit that's willing, and you willing to say, you know what, this is what I want to go for, and I'm gonna sacrifice a few things to get to where I want to go. And this is what I think it requires you to have a passion, be passionate about something, and your passion will actually drive you to want to put in the hard work, to want to achieve it. So if you're not passionate about what you want to do, I think you won't go so very far. You'll be easily to give up. I mean, I had to overcome a few obstacles in order to get to where I am. But because of the passion and because of the goal and the desire that I want to achieve out of this, it keeps me going. So you need that drive to actually keep you going, because there will be mountains that you have to climb. There will be things that you have to overcome. Oh, not just physical obstacles, but emotionally as well. Because there were times where I would sit, and actually I was telling a few people, I think this week, no, it was last week, that, you know what, I actually thought of quitting a few times. I actually thought of, hey, is this really worth it? And sometimes you even sit down and you cry and you're like, oh, this is just too
tired.
much.
Yeah, this is too much. I'm tired.
I can't do this. But you keep on going because there's something that's driving you, and there's something that you want to achieve at the end of the day. So yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, Johanna, it's also about, sometimes it's just a word. So effort can become just evolution. So effort has some kind of a negative connotation. So it's just like, all right, we're talking about effort, but instead of effort, let's just think about evolution. Let's think about valor. Let's think about evolvement. It's just like, obstacles are real, but obstacles are also a huge opportunity to just become better and just reinvent yourself and trying to find solutions and be creative, and right. So
exactly. No, I totally 100%. I agree with you.
Sometimes it's just how we just focus on a negative idea. It's just like, I can't do anymore. I'll give up. I'm exhausted. So I'm wear out. But then somehow you just find another source of energy, and then you just stand up again and just keep going.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You learn from mistakes. You learn from mistakes. You learn from obstacles. You learn from sadness. And even though at the beginning it's hard to see that, then you just move forward, right? There's always in worse situations than we are. So
exactly. Yeah, true. No, I agree with you 100%. Yeah.
So last minute, the camera is for you. Sell yourself. Come on.
Oh, this is okay, cool.
It's like an ambush, but I mean, I always believe that, just when people just, improvise, things get better.
Let me do it. Hi everyone. My name is Johanna. I'm business analyst and also an upcoming businesswoman. I have the skills, I have the ability to actually achieve what I need to achieve, but I need your help for me to actually get there. So I'm appealing to you guys, please help me raise funds for me to graduate and to be able to give back to my community with the help that I'll be getting from you guys. Thank you.
Oh, fantastic. So nice, Johanna, so nice. Thank you very much, Johanna. It's a real pleasure. You're a real example. So it's so nice to see young women like you just fighting for the future. Because actually the future it's far, but it's not so far. So it's in our hands actually. So it mostly depends on us to build our future.
Exactly. Right? Yeah. No, I agree with you.
That's so nice. Johanna, so really thank you. And I will just send this recording to Monse and Coachability Foundation, okay? And we assure you that we'll try to do our best to just the government, the municipality of Lahai and in Holland, just to see this project. And let's all pray that you can just get what you get and what you want, and to get your future and your dreams come true. Right?
Thank you very much. I'll
so very welcome. So I'm just going to stop the recording now.